Hey, David. Why are my clothes and furnitures are outside? What's going on?
What do you mean, what's going on? Since you don't need it, I'm getting rid of it.
Getting rid of it? But I never said I want to get rid of my stuff. You can still use this chair too.
You're still going to use that? Then take it.
Take it? It's not like I'm going to move out. I'll take this back inside.
What? You're still going to stay here?
Huh? Well, this house is old, and maybe moving in the future one is one possibility. I understand we need to tidy up the house since your mother is away. But it'd be a problem if stuff got tossed without asking me. We've got other priorities, right? We promised to sort out her belongings today. That's way more important than my things.
Oh, you don't need to get involved in that. Just leave it as it is.
Huh? Leave it as it is? Wait, where are you right now? Are you at the store or something? Hurry back home.
I don't want to.
What?
Since you're done taking care of my mom, I'm divorcing you.
Huh? What are you talking about?
The funeral for my mom went well. It's been over a month already. Your duties as my wife are over. So it's time for you to leave the house. That's why I put all your stuff in the yard. Feel free to take anything you need from there.
I don't get it. Why would I need to divorce you just because I finished caring for your mother? Please, don't be selfish.
Yeah, I guess I owe you an explanation.
What in the world is going on?
Just so you know, I actually have a son with someone else.
What?
Of course, I'm still with her.
Huh? What? You were having an affair?
It's not really an affair. The one I really loved, my true soulmate, wasn't you. It was her.
What the hell?
My son's starting high school soon. Thankfully, we didn't have any kids together. And now that my mom's care is done, I want to split with you and marry the mother of my son. That way, he won't have to deal with single parent stuff and there won't be any gossip. It might cause some drama if my mom finds out, but now that she's gone, I can live freely with my real family.
Wait a damn minute. So because I was overwhelmed with your mother's care, we couldn't have kids, right? But meanwhile, you were passing off your mom's cares to me. And having a kid with someone else? And to top it off, you're saying your affair partner is your true love? Do you seriously think I'm just going to let that slide?
Look, it's just the way things are. Since we got married, you stopped caring about yourself. You don't care about your appearance. You hardly ever wear makeup. Do you really think anyone could keep loving a woman who's let herself slide like that? It's impossible. If you want to feel like a woman, at least dress up once in a while. Honestly, I regret marrying you. I thought I was marrying a pretty girl, but instead I got a woman who doesn't even care how she looks. I feel like I've been tricked.
Seriously? You're saying that to someone who was caregiving? I spent entire days looking after your bedridden mother, trying to make myself as available and accommodating as possible. I made sure to wear clothes that were easy to move in. And as for makeup, in a situation where I was basically doing solo caregiving, there was no way I had that kind of luxury. Before you complain or whatever, did it ever occur to you to lend a hand with the caregiving? Your mother would have been happy to have her son, you, helping with her care.
I'm working and exhausted, you know? It's normal for you, as a stay-at-home wife, to take care of things at home. Maybe, if you tried to care more about yourself, I might have felt like helping you out. But you are just useless to keep around at home besides being a caregiver. Anyway, I'm going to live in this house with her and our son, so you need to leave right away. Until you're out of the house, I won't be coming back there.
Are you being serious?
Of course I am. My son's already enrolled in the local high school. Once we file the marriage papers, we'll officially be a family. I'll send out the divorce papers soon.
So that's how you repay me? After I spent 20 years caring for your mother.
All those years of caring for my mother, and now you're no longer useful. Get lost. The house will go to my girlfriend and our child. Don't get in the way of our happiness.
Wow. I see. Well, then I have conditions for the divorce.
What is it?
We've been saving together since we got married, right? We had around $100,000 in our joint savings.
Okay, what about it?
Give all of that to me.
All of it?
In exchange, I won't ask for any compensation for emotional distress.
Compensation?
So you think you could just get away with it? You seriously underestimated me. You have the nerve to cheat, but you didn't think you'd have to face a claim for damages, huh?
No.
I'm no expert, but if your son is starting high school now, that means you've been betraying me for at least 16 years, right? And now with this secret child situation, if we involve lawyers in this situation, I think you'll be asked for a much higher amount than usual. Obviously, I'll be seeking compensation not just from you, but from your cheating girlfriend too. Even if we split the joint savings and each get $50,000, after paying compensation, you'll be left with nothing. Not to mention the legal fees.
What the hell?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Well, fine. I'll give you all the money. But you better sign and file the divorce papers by the end of this week.
Okay. Well, come to think of it, ever since I was left to take care of your mother all on my own, being married to you just didn't make sense anymore. Getting divorced will be a relief. So, let's both just live life the way we want.
Once we file for divorce, I want you to leave immediately. Just go as far away as possible and don't ruin our family's happiness. And if you try to interfere, I won't forgive you.
Won't forgive me? Are you okay? Do you really think you'll have your happy ending?
Huh? What?
I understand about the divorce. Well, considering spending my old age with a husband like you, maybe this is for the best after all.
Wait a minute. What were you trying to say?
Okay, I'll get back to you once the divorce papers are filed. Go ahead and toss out all the furniture in the yard as we discussed. Funny how using things from the house we shared suddenly feels kinda gross, huh?
Harper, what the hell?
Hi, Olivia. Thanks for being at my mother-in-law's funeral. I need to discuss something with you. Can we meet up?
Hey, Harper. Is it about your getaway trip with David? As someone who works in the travel industry, I can hook you up with the perfect plan. After those 20 years of caregiving, you both could use a break. Why not take a trip abroad and unwind together?
That's not going to happen.
Huh? What happened?
I'll tell you the details later. But for now, David was having an affair.
What?
And guess what? He even has a son who's starting high school soon. It seems he only saw me as a caregiver, and his real affection lies with them. Now that his mother's gone, he wants to live carefree with his girlfriend and son.
Oh my gosh. What the hell? So are you guys getting divorced?
Oh, I've already agreed to the divorce. I'm getting all the savings from our joint account, and that's that.
Are the lawyers involved?
I decided to skip involving lawyers. Thankfully, I won't face financial struggles post-divorce. Having some savings in our joint account has been quite a relief.
I see. But it feels like there should be more consequences, you know?
I know, right? But anyway.
What's up?
About the house, David plans to keep living there with his girlfriend and their son. He tossed my stuff into the yard and kicked me out.
What? But isn't that house...
Yeah. For me, it's been 20 years of dealing with mother-in-law issues while also caring for her. And this is how it all ends.
Right. Just come over and we'll talk.
Thank you, I'm on my way. David, I just submitted the divorce papers.
Good.
I've already moved out, so you have to take care of your belongings yourself.
My stuff?
I left everything there as it is, so it's all still there.
Obviously. Taking it would be outright theft.
Right.
I'm submitting the marriage registration today. And the day after tomorrow, we're off on our honeymoon.
Honeymoon?
We're bringing our son along, so it's more of a family trip. We plan to unwind until our son starts school.
Wow. Throughout our marriage, it was all about caregiving. We never got to go on a trip together.
It is what it is. Who in their right mind would travel with an old hag like you? Traveling is all about enjoying time with your loved ones, right?
How rude. I see that's how you've always felt about me.
Shut up. We're divorced already, so stop making a fuss.
You're right. I'm about to head out to my own place now. Goodbye.
Hey, what the hell? Do you even realize what you've done? Harper!
What? I'm taking responsibility for my actions, unlike you, who cheated for over 16 years. You're so reckless. Isn't it unfair to contact your ex after divorce, especially to your current wife?
That's beside the point. You're taking this too far. It's getting borderline harassment.
Harassment?
Why is the house listed for sale as soon as I come back from the trip? This was supposed to be our home for my family. What have you done?
Huh? What are you talking about? You can't live there.
Why? Selling the house without permission is a crime. You're that jealous to do something like this. You're truly a twisted, bitter old hag.
Your permission? The house was in my name, so I had every right to do it.
Huh?
Oh, did you forget?
What?
The house was originally inherited from my parents, and we renovated it when we got married, remember?
Oh.
Then when your father passed away, your mother just moved in without even asking, saying she didn't want to be alone.
Was it really like that?
Yeah, so that's the deal. You were acting all high and mighty, telling me to get out as if it was your own place, huh? Even though I reluctantly agreed to your mother moving in, now you're still trying to stick around with your side piece and secret child? Seriously? You're the one trying to take over property in someone else's name. So who's really out of line here?
Well...
Oh, by the way, since you went on a trip without moving your stuff out, I ended up storing everything in a nearby rental storage unit. I got rid of all my belongings that were left in the yard, but you'll have to handle your own stuff.
Wait a minute. I don't have a place to stay if you sell this house.
Why don't you move in with your new wife?
The lease for that apartment has already been terminated. She gotta be out of there by the day after tomorrow.
Oh my, oh my. You and your partner are just so reckless, aren't you? Perfect match, I'd say.
This is not the time for that. We've got nowhere to sleep tonight. Hey, is there anything we can do about this?
Anything?
Can you arrange something so we can live here?
Oh, it looks like there's already someone lined up to buy that house.
What?
You might get reported if you stay there too long.
Huh?
I explained the situation to the neighbors before I moved out.
What?
The neighbor is quite the talker, so everyone probably knows you're not living there anymore. And I also mentioned you might return with your partner and son. So by now, the neighbors are probably peeking through their windows. Quite the show, huh?
You are so petty. You're diabolical.
I'm diabolical? You dumped the caregiving of your mother onto me, leaving me no time to have children, as I devoted myself to caregiving day and night. But you didn't stop there. You went ahead and had a child with someone else. Doing this betrayal right after the caregiving was over is just awful. You've really hit rock bottom as a person.
There's no need to be harsh.
You deserve it. It seems like you still don't understand the extent of what you've done. I can consult a lawyer now and consider getting compensation.
That's not what we talked about. Did you trick me?
You were the one who tricked me and betrayed me first. Why are you playing the victim?
No, I messed up, so don't be too mad, okay? Look, you've been a housewife all this time. Aren't you worried about future expenses? If you want, we could still live together.
I wasn't just a housewife.
Huh?
I've been working from home alongside caregiving for about 10 years now. I can earn enough to support myself, so you don't need to worry about that.
What? I didn't know anything about that.
I told you I was starting work. You seemed half interested, so I figured you probably didn't remember. Guess I was right.
Wait, hold on. How could you possibly make that much money? You've got nothing but caregiving skills. Working from home should only bring in pocket change, if anything.
That's quite a statement coming from someone who's soon to be without income.
What do you mean?
Your company said you're fired.
What?
This trip was actually reported to the company as part of a work tour, with you as a tour guide. But it's really just a family vacation. That's bound to cause some issues.
How did they find out?
My sister works at the same travel agency you do, in compliance.
What?
Did you forget about that too?
Well,
it's no longer my concern since we're divorced. You'll have to figure things out on your own from now on.
Oh, come on. What am I going to do now?
Why don't you find a hotel to stay at?
I don't have the money for that. Most of my budget went into our trip. Now that I'm out of a job, I can't even make my credit card payments.
Oh, I see.
Harper, please. I'm begging you. My son is set to attend the high school nearby. If we can't live in this house, it's not just me, but the whole family that will be in trouble. And how do I even begin to explain it to them?
Just be honest for once. Well, if they're the loving family you claim they are, they'll understand, right?
That's impossible. Hey, you know, there's hardly any inheritance for Mom.
I'm loving my job right now. Just let me do my thing, okay?
Harper,
Well then, goodbye. David confessed everything to his wife and son. But it ended in a big fight when they realized they couldn't live in their dream home. Word got out, and neighbors came to watch. They left, feeling embarrassed. The wife's family knew about the daughter's affair and considered it a disgrace to the family. When they went to ask for money, they got yelled at and sent away. So they ended up moving to a tiny, run-down apartment. David got fired, but found a new job to support his family. However, his new salary is much lower, so now his wife and son have to work part-time too. This has caused a lot of tension in the family.
I seriously can't believe it. You were deceiving me, huh?
Huh? What do you mean by deceiving?
About your sister. Why didn't you tell me that she's a high school dropout?
Huh? Is that a big deal? There were circumstances and she couldn't finish high school. Is academic background that important?
Of course. My grandpa is the company president. You can't invite an uneducated person to a wedding. Don't you dare invite your uneducated sister.
Why not?
The guests will include VIPs, obviously.
So what?
Are you dumb? Just wait till they ask which university she graduated from. She's going to say she's a high school dropout?
I think in this day and age, academic background doesn't matter.
Having an uneducated family member is seriously embarrassing. Are you planning to embarrass me, huh? Merging someone without a formal education with high-ranking individuals is just plain absurd.
My sister is excited about my wedding. It will be fine. She should attend. A sister's wish to attend her sibling's wedding doesn't depend on her academic background. I want my sister to come too.
In that case, let's cancel the wedding.
Huh?
The cancellation fee is absurd, and if we cancel the honeymoon too, you can handle that cost, right?
Are you saying you're calling off the marriage?
Exactly. I won't go through with the registration if there's no wedding.
Hold on. I just want my sister to be at the ceremony. I never said I wanted to cancel the entire wedding.
Nope. I won't have a wedding if your sister is attending.
Why are you taking it so seriously? How about we meet now and discuss this?
What? Why?
Meeting in person would be a good idea to talk this out. Canceling just 5 days before the wedding is hard to explain to my parents, especially with the reasons we have.
My parents are on board. I go so far as to say my dad even suggested it.
What?
They said a family member of high school dropout is absolutely unacceptable. I seriously got deceived by Grandpa. I should have declined the matchmaking.
Your grandfather is the president of a business partner of mine. He's been really good to me. Don't say it like that.
It will be even more heartbreaking for him that it ended this way.
Don't make decisions on your own. Judging my sister solely based on her educational background is strange from the start. Even if you care about her education, I'm the one you're marrying, not her.
Do you want to marry me that badly? Then you know what you should do, even if you're not that smart.
Not invite my sister to the wedding? But that's...
Now you understand what I'm saying. You only have one option, that's it. I think you should cut ties with your uneducated sister.
I can't do that. My sister is my important family. Why can't you grasp that?
Oh, fine. Then I guess we'll just have to cancel everything. I'll send you the bill later, and you'll be responsible for covering the cost.
Hold on a second. It's not fair to end it with just a text like this. Let's meet and talk about this. I'm Dina, 23 years old. My fiancé, Tony, is 5 years older than me at 28 years old. I was so excited before the wedding, but my mood was ruined. I never thought this would happen. And he is a gentleman who is kind to everyone. I can't believe that he would break up just because of my sister's academic background. It's just unbelievable. My sister had an accident when she was in high school. She had to stay in the hospital for a long time. However, thanks to the rehabilitation, she is now in good health. She is now studying for the high school equivalency exam. I told him before that I had a younger sister, but I did not tell him that she was a high school dropout. Just the other day, we talked about the accident at my parents' house, and Tony was very surprised. And then suddenly, he called off the wedding. I couldn't accept it. I thought there must be some other reason, so I decided to investigate. As a result, I was very surprised by unexpected secrets.
You're persistent. Don't call me.
You called to cancel the wedding on your own, didn't you?
Yes. So what?
My relatives asked me why did we call off the wedding. I don't remember canceling, and I have no intention of canceling it.
But you must have some idea why I was the one who called it off.
About my sister?
See? You know what I'm talking about. Then why don't you just tell everyone what's going on? Just tell them, my sister is uneducated and I'm too embarrassed, so we called off the wedding.
I can't say that. Don't judge her based on her education. You never even met my sister.
I don't even want to meet her. I might become dumb too if I talk to her.
How can you say such a terrible thing like that? My sister didn't become a high school dropout because she wanted to. There was an unfortunate accident, and she was doing her best, okay?
It's unfortunate that the culprit hasn't been found, but it's true that she's a high school dropout. If she had at least a high school diploma, that's a different story, but people who don't have a high level of education feel like society sees them as losers, you know? You can't live in this world.
What? How do you know that?
What? About what?
That the culprit hasn't been found.
Your parents told me the other day, right?
They said there was an accident, but I don't think they ever mentioned it.
Shut up. I heard it when you left the table.
Is that true? I don't think they would say that.
Anyway, I've already informed my colleagues about the wedding cancellation through email. I guess everybody knows what's going on now.
You did? Let me check.
You haven't been to work, have you? You skipped work because you were in shock that the wedding was cancelled.
No, I didn't. I'm taking a pre-wedding vacation.
Oh, that's a waste of vacation time. Why don't you go work now? Well, if I go, you will be the center of attention.
Hey, what the hell is this? Why did you mention I cheated on you?
You want to hide your sister's education, don't you? It's my last act of kindness to you.
Don't be ridiculous. I can't believe you. I can't believe you would lie like this. How many insults do you have to hurl at me and my sister?
Think about it. Imagine a wedding where we're not even there, just the guests. The VIP guests would feel insulted. It would be bad for my business. If I can take the place of your scumbag sister and an idiot like you, it's a small sacrifice for the greater good.
What's a small sacrifice? Don't be ridiculous. Don't do anything on your own when we haven't discussed anything.
It's because you're slow in making decisions.
This is too much.
That's on you. You are a liar. I'm going to charge you alimony as punishment for hurting my life, so remember that.
I'm hurt too. I don't know why it turned out this way.
Cancellation fees for the wedding, honeymoon, and the emotional distress to me. Roughly $80,000, right?
Let's meet and talk.
I said we don't need to meet. There's no going back.
You don't love me?
Huh? What's with you all of a sudden?
We decided to get married because we love each other. And now this is the end of it. You won't even talk to me?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? It's an arranged marriage. If we get married, my grandfather said he'd give me a lot of money to celebrate, so I decided to marry you.
You said you'd take good care of me and that we'd be happy. Was that a lie?
Did I say that?
Do you love someone else?
Huh?
Because, strangely, you would call off a marriage just because of my sister's academic background. Are you having an affair or something? Is there some other reason? Tell me.
Don't make me laugh. You are trying too hard. I wouldn't do a two-timing. I knew it. Anyone with a family member who is uneducated is an idiot.
Then you're hiding something, aren't you?
You're so persistent. We're done. That's all.
Some people are happy about our marriage. Even the president was happy for you. If we break up an arranged marriage like this, doesn't the president feel insulted? Do you want to take that risk and still leave?
What's the risk? I don't want to marry a lying woman. That's normal, right? The fact that your sister is a high school dropout is enough reason to break up with you. I'll tell Grandpa about it. You stay out of this.
He's my business partner and I want to talk to him.
This is a family matter, and I'm not doing business with you anymore.
That's not the same thing.
Because it is. I can't work with a company where a trader works.
You can't do that. We've known each other for a long time. We have a lot of plans to do business with you.
Then you'll be sued by the company.
What?
Because that's what happens, right? The company is going to lose a big business deal because of an employee's mistake. I'm sure you will have to pay for the damages.
I didn't make a mistake.
Let me put it this way. You knowingly withheld information from me and betrayed me. You broke up the marriage and ended the deal. That's a lot worse than negligence.
Oh, no.
Can you and your family afford that? Your average parents and you, who's likely to get fired. And your high school dropout sister. Holy shit, your family will go downhill.
So you blame me for everything?
Of course I'm blaming you. In fact, it's all your fault. I'll leave the rest to my lawyer. Then, that's that.
I'm so sick of those crazy phone calls.
You've got to be kidding me. What do you mean you didn't pay the cancellation fee for the wedding?
You're the one who's screwing around.
What? Me?
I wish I could punch you right now.
I don't get it. If you don't have the money, go ask your relatives or something. And pay the cancellation fee right away. Listen, if you don't pay me by the end of the day, you'll be in big trouble.
Is that how you threaten people? It's good to be rich, isn't it? The rich kid is shamefully ignorant and free from hardship. They talk big, and they can get by with money. They can live on with their lives.
You've got to be kidding me. This is defamation. You will have to pay more money to me. And since you tried to trick me into marrying you, it's marriage fraud. Should I call the police?
Sure, I'll call the police.
What?
Let's call them and talk. I want to be clear. Okay, I'll call them now.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you stupid? There's no need to make such a big deal about it. Don't take it seriously.
Are you scared? Scared you'll get caught?
Have you lost your mind? If anyone's going to get arrested, it's you. Why don't you go see a doctor?
I don't want to hear that from someone whose life is over, but sadly, money can't cure stupidity.
What part of my life is over?
3 years ago, you caused a hit-and-run accident. How could you live with yourself?
What's that? Do you have any proof?
I heard the culprit always demands evidence. I read that in a book, but I guess it's true.
You've got to be kidding me.
The victim is my sister.
Do you want to frame me as a criminal? No way that's true. Do you have any proof that I ran over your sister, that uneducated bum? If you have proof, show it to me right now.
As soon as my parents started to talk about my sister's accident, you wanted to go home early. That night, You called me to break up.
There's no point in trying to complicate things. I'm not the culprit.
You are not bothered about my sister's level of education. You are afraid my sister might recognize your face. She might find out you are the culprit.
That's not possible. I didn't cause the accident. Why are we suddenly talking about this?
Because the statute of limitations expires in 3 years. My entire family is doing their best to seek justice.
Statute of limitations?
My sister has been suffering for a long time. My family is frustrated too. You understand that, don't you?
Statute of limitations after 3 years? I didn't know that.
I wish I had proof.
I mean, he probably got rid of the car 3 years ago.
She's still regretting not remembering the number even now.
Maybe it was late at night, so she couldn't see it.
Why would she choose such a deserted street to go home?
I mean, there are no security cameras in that old shopping street.
I still remember the day she wore the clothes I gave her. She had an accident and was in a wreck.
Black clothes are hard to see at night, you know.
I see. You know a lot of things, don't you?
Huh?
You still remember the details of the accident vividly. Looks like you've had a guilty conscience for the last 3 years. Maybe you've been spending your time afraid that the police might catch up with you at any moment.
I told you I didn't do it. I just heard everything from your dad the other day.
I checked with my father and he told me about the accident, but he didn't say anything about a hit and run.
Your dad had been drinking, so he must have forgotten what he said.
When we talk about hit and run incidents, it mentally distresses Mom, so we never say that word.
That doesn't mean I did it. It's just speculation on your part. You want to turn me in to the police without any proof? I'll countersue you for defamation.
Then tell me, the accident happened at night. She was in a hit and run in an old shopping street, and my sister was wearing black. How do you know all this?
That's what you just told me.
You're the only one who mentioned that. Go back and read the conversation. I didn't say a word, but you started blabbing. All the information that only the culprit would know.
Oh, I really don't get it. What is this? An interrogation? You're imitating the police? Do you think we are role-playing? What are we, kids?
Even kids are taught to apologize when they do something wrong. You've been running around like a scum, but you won't get away with it anymore.
Huh? You should read what you said. The statute of limitations is 3 years. I'm not going to be arrested.
So you admit you ran her over?
Oh, that's so annoying. Then what? Your sister's alive, so it doesn't matter. The statute of limitations is up.
You're so dumb. The statute of limitations is 3 years. We're talking about a claim for damages.
What?
By the way, it's only been 2 years and 10 months. That's not even the statute of limitations. You really are no better than a kid if you can't even calculate dates.
Did you just screw me over?
I had no idea you were this stupid. Thank you for your honesty.
So it's money after all. How much do you want? I'll pay you.
What?
$10,000? $20,000? Oh, I'll just offset it against the $80,000 and you can just pay me $60,000.
Because of you, my sister's life has changed. She couldn't attend high school with her classmates because she was in the hospital.
So what? Do you want me to give back the time? No way I can do that. I don't have a time machine.
Don't you have anything to apologize for?
Fine. Sorry. Are we done now? So I guess that makes it even. Tell your uneducated sister I said sorry too, okay? My bad that you're stuck being a high school dropout for life just because you walked in front of my car.
What kind of human being are you? Just the thought of being with you makes me sick.
Me too, but now I feel better. I don't have to hide it anymore.
Now all you have to do is to be honest with the police.
I told you I won't get caught.
The president is going to talk to the police now.
What's the point of my grandpa going to the police?
Do you think they won't catch you because there's no physical evidence?
That's right. Like you said, there's no evidence. That's just an indictment. It's just a fuss, and that's it.
Well, there is.
My testimony doesn't mean anything.
There's the car from the accident.
What?
Your father didn't get rid of the car.
What? No way.
It was a luxury car. He didn't want to get rid of it. He sold it to a dealer.
Oh my God.
And the funny thing is, the guy who bought it from him was the president, your grandfather.
Why would he do that?
Your father would have been the next president of the company. But with you being the problem child that you are, the president wasn't sure what to do with you.
But that doesn't mean my grandpa knows anything about it. I don't understand why he would do that. I didn't say I ran over anyone. I told him I ran into a pole. I'm sure grandpa believed that too.
Yeah, the president didn't know about the hit and run story. But it hit him that there was something you were trying to hide. That's why he bought the car instead of fixing it.
Damn it. That's unnecessary.
So, the dots connect in this broken engagement story, and there's evidence. The president is talking to the police about it.
Am I under arrest?
Of course you are. You hit and run and ruined one person's life. You'll have to talk to the police about the details. They're waiting outside my house right now.
What? Jesus, they are here. What should I do?
I told you, you can't run away. You're gonna be honest with them.
Hey, why don't we just get married?
Huh? What kind of nonsense are you talking about? I'm not getting married.
Fine, you can invite your sister. Let's do that. It's a perfect solution. First of all, you were mad at me because I told you not to invite your sister to the wedding, right? You can invite her now. So please, get in a better mood. Hey, don't ignore my messages. The police are knocking on the door. Help!
Tony was arrested for hit and run. His father was also implicated in the destruction of evidence. Rumors spread, and the company's reputation suffered. The president decided to close the company himself. And then, his company stopped doing business with my company. What was even more surprising was that, after their arrest, police found out that they were also involved in unsolved cases in the past. I heard rumors that they would spend a long time in prison. It seems that bad guys were always bad guys. I demanded Tony for the cancellation of the wedding, honeymoon, compensation for damages, and various other expenses, a total of $80,000. The president took over and he made a lump sum payment. However, this will be a debt for Tony. The president said he'll make sure Tony pays every penny. Tony is the grandson of the president who has been very kind to me. I feel ashamed of myself for not suspecting anything. My sister passed the high school equivalency examination. My parents are now feeling better and brighter after the arrest of the culprit. Honestly, I was caught off guard by the entire situation, but now it feels like a burden has been lifted and I can finally move on.